The story of the Dwarfie Stane is one of the oldest recorded folk tales in Orkney. When it was written down sometime in the middle of the 16th century, they said it was built by giants, but the fact that it's called the Dwarfie Stane, the size of it, it had to be very small giants to fit in here. It's definitely the home of a dwarf. Now the legend had it that there was a dwarf and his wife that lived here, and the chamber that you can see when you crawl through the doorway here, that is on your right hand side, was the man's bed. It's got a stone pillow and there's a wee bit of a wrench running in there to hold his bedding in. And on the other side, on the left hand side, this is where his wife slept. And she was pregnant at the time, so it's got a big curved wall to fit her pregnant belly. But all was not well in the world of these two dwarfs, for they loved each other and they lived here. They had a fine hall, but they had a rival. There was another dwarf that lived here, and he fancied this place. He thought that they had built themselves a beautiful hall carved into the stone, and he wanted it. So he decided that the one night he waited until the two dwarfs had gone to their beds and were soon to sleep. He climbed up on top of the hill and he fitted a huge stone into a sling, and he threw it with all his might at the door of the Dwarfie Stane, and the stone, which you can see just outside the door there, hit the doorway square on and filled it up so that it was absolutely sealed tight. And he thought all he had to do was to wait until the dwarfs inside had died, pull the stone out, throw their bones out, and he'd have the hall all to himself. But the dwarf inside here was stronger than he thought, and he punched his way through the roof, causing a hole, and he climbed out and he chased after his rival, and he chased them round and round the island, and for all I know he might be chasing them yet to this day. Now back in the days when that story was told, probably sometime in the 1560s, this stone was still in the doorway here. It was still blocked, and there was a hole in the roof where somebody had broken through, possibly even in the Iron Age. And since then the stone has been removed, and also in more recent years the hole in the roof has been filled up as well, so it's back being a chamber and a fine, nice, snug house for a dwarf to live in.